This review might be coming a bit too late because this model is already discontinued, but this is exactly why I'm able to own this reel, because it's already discontinued. These reels were on clearance in several shops in Japan. I can tell you one of them, plat.co.jp. That's where I bought mine. But in several of them, they were 45 to 50% off. So I got this reel shipped with a free lure for $290, less than $300. Okay, that's the only reason I can have something like this, and why I can use it even for catfish. And the reason I'm doing this review, I know not many of these reels are available for sale, but if they are, you should totally fish for a good deal and consider them. Well, maybe you will after this review. But the reason I'm doing a review of a discontinued reel is because for me this reel is kind of a benchmark of what a catfish reel should be, because almost everything on this fishing reel is perfect. All of the components that I went through on my last review that make the Shimano Cardiff, almost all of them, not all of them, are better here. And when I look at a brand new reel on the market, this is what I compare it with, and that's how I know if something can be improved. But I don't want to get the review too long, so let's jump into the features one by one, and let me show you why this reel is so amazing. Starting with the frame again. I always start with the frame. To me, that's the most important part of a catfish reel. Sturdy frame creates a feeling of strength and reliability in your hand. It's hard to describe. Sturdy frame makes everything feel and work good. What good is, 10 bearings and good gears if your frame flexes, especially under load, and all of the gears get misaligned and the spool doesn't spin properly because the reel is shaking during the cast. Sturdy frame is the most important part of a good catfish reel, in my opinion. And this reel has one pretty sturdy frame. One piece aluminum frame, very thick aluminum, and side plates. Okay, also thick aluminum side plates. But in all fairness, and why the last time I had such high opinion of Shimano Cardiff, this is not what they call true one-piece frame. Why? Because while the frame is one piece, look at these little nits here, okay, connecting what is attached, I don't know what's the name of this, connecting the attachment to the rod to the actual frame. So strictly there are two pieces here, and while with these 4 bolts there is no free play of any kind, technically it's not a true one-piece frame. Let me show you the Shimano. Look, the Shimano is a true one-piece frame. It's $100 reel. Why it's so amazing and why it feels so damn solid. Look at this. Okay, compare with this. No bolts here. True one-piece frame. This should have been like this as well. Okay, but for all practical purposes, there is nothing you can do to feel this difference, because this will never have free play. So that much about the frame. The gears. Look at this gearbox. Enormous, dropped out. So whenever you see this kind of dropped out thing, that is a good thing. This is already a round reel and they couldn't fit the gears here, and they dropped the gearbox out of a round reel just so they can have oversized gears. So the gears are oversized and they are precision cut. They are cut with what Daiwa calls digi gear. Bearings. I brought one of the boxes here. Everything is in Japanese, but 12 stainless steel corrosion resistant bearings and 1 roller bearing. 13 bearings. Usually when I hear brands like Cast King and all of these, new, we have maybe 20 new brands in the last 12 months. Advertise numbers like 10 bearings, 12 bearings. Always cracks a smile on my face, because I know that's a meaningless number, because some of them I've seen on the schematics of these reels. They put 6 bearings here and 6 bearings here, and only 1 bearing on each side of the spool, and they advertise the reel as 14 bearings on eBay. 14 bearings, but the reel feels like crap. Only on Daiwa and Shimano, the more bearings has any kind of meaning for me. Maybe on a Bugarsia as well. A Bugarsia, the bearings are pretty good and reliable. So 12 plus 1 bearings, pretty good. As good as it gets, to be honest. I don't know any baitcaster real baitcaster with more bearings than this. And so the frame, excellent, but not the very best. Even the Shimano has a more solid frame. The bearings also excellent, but technically there are even better bearings than this out there. Well, today they are, maybe not a few years ago. But the only way to improve the bearings on this reel is to buy hybrid ceramic bearings. These are not hybrid ceramic. They are stainless steel and corrosion resistant, but not hybrid ceramic. The clutch. The clutch is perfect. There is no better clutch. Listen to this. I mean, it looks perfect. Look at this detail. This is the perfect clutch. I cannot say what I would do to improve this clutch. The perfect amount of travel, butter smooth, very positive. You feel when it's engaged, when it's disengaged. I do not like mushy clutch. I have some reels here with very mushy clutch. I'll talk about them soon. This is the perfect clutch to me. Next, everything on this reel clicks, and I should say micro clicks. Look at the spool tension knob. Okay, first of all, man, there's a beautiful color. Nothing is chrome, nothing is shiny, okay? Nothing, everything is black. Is this gunmetal, or I don't know what's the color? But listen to this adjustment. I mean, 1 millimeter adjustment of the spool, and it clicks and stops. Okay, I went to Cabela's today, and just to try some of the new reels. All of the reels on Cabela's, and that's a disgrace. They should install cameras and send some people to to the cups. Okay, all of the reels in Cabela's are missing the spool tension knob. Okay, why? Because if this button doesn't click and you leave it a little bit loose and you cast all the time, okay, for catfish anglers, we don't lose these because we don't cast all the time. We cast the reel 5 times a day, 10 times a day. You cast it, you leave it on a rod holder, and you wait. And after 1 hour, you recast. If you are a bass angler or a musky angler, you cast, 3 times a minute, 200 times per hour. And these fly off, and people go to Cabela's and they steal them. That's how low people are. They will go and they will look around and they will steal the spool tension knob. I mean, more than half of the reels were missing the spool tension knobs. If I were store manager, I would do something about it. But anyway, if the knob is clicking, first of all, you know you made an adjustment. Second of all, it will never come off. Look at the drag adjustment. Micro click everything. The drag itself is amazing. One of my major gripes with the Cardiff, the drag slips. Not this one. You set it up, it's strong, but if the fish pulls, it still pays. Okay, so if the fish stops pulling, I can reel on the fish. I don't need to adjust the drag. It's just perfect the whole time. It's so smooth and tight, and it doesn't slip. How about this? Okay, clicker. Okay, this reel has no clicker. Or does it? Check this out. Let's say I'm reeling now, and it's quiet. Okay, it doesn't click. But if the fish pulls line, did you hear that? Just like on a spinning reel, when the reel pays drag, the spool clicks, and I can hear it. And if you make videos for YouTube, the viewers can tell the fish is taking drag. Which with this bait caster, you have to tell them it's taking drag because they cannot hear it. But this is an awesome feature that I don't know any reel under $300-400 with this feature. It's just an amazing feature. So everything clicks. No free play of any kind. Look at this. 0 free play. I mean, just turning this handle. Everything is so solid. How about the handle? Oversized. Look at these knobs. I mean, they went and made every little component amazing. Look at these knobs. By the way, every knob is on 2 bearings. Okay, look at this. Not like the Cardiff tiny little bass handle. No, you got oversized handle, oversized knobs, soft rubber. Amazing. What else? Look at the line guide. Okay, metal, not metal, it's aluminum, but there is no plastic parts on this reel. No plastic parts. Okay. What about this? Look at this. I can see from here. $200 Abu Garcia. What kind of line guide is this? Okay. And this is embarrassing. A wire. You put a wire for a line guide, and I know I'm gonna upset a lot of Abu Garcia fans that are gonna tell me that it works just fine. I don't care that it works just fine. Okay, here's a $30 eBay reel. Look familiar? I think so. Who stole from who? Okay, that's line guide is embarrassing. Now that's a good line guide. No free play. Solid. The brakes on this reel, I'm gonna finally come to a couple weaknesses of the reel. The brakes of this reel are not that good. Centrifugal brake, no magnetic brake, only 2 pins. That's it. Only 2 pins. You can have 1 cap, 2 caps, 0 caps. But in reality, if you use it for catfishing and slugging these 3-4 ounce weights, you need both caps to stop that weight. So on one side, for such a beautiful reel, the brakes are too simple. On the other hand, I have never had problem with backlash or anything. The brakes are simple, but because I'm using this for catfish, they work perfect and I never have to adjust them. And I honestly don't think a better brake would make this reel better if you use it for catfish. So that has never really bothered me. Here is one thing that has bothered me on this reel. Okay, the spool. I'm going to show another video over here. But basically, they call this V-spool because the spool is not vertical. The wall of the spool is not vertical, but goes down like this. Okay, so if you see really close, the line lay is not really flat. There is more line on the sides here and here than there is in the middle, and on top of that, at the very edge, the line doesn't even reach. Okay, so this was a mistake. I don't know how they let this go. They advertised this as a special feature of the reel, the V-spool. I don't want to speculate why they would make this V-spool. Maybe they think if the line is higher here and here, it will cast further. But it doesn't. This reel is not a good caster. It doesn't cast very far. It casts the same like Shimano Cardiff. Okay? But it's quiet, smooth, and man, nothing moves. Nothing moves. So, what is the value of this reel? If you can get this reel for under $300, honestly, it's kind of a not a great value, but it's an okay value. Again, I have $200 reels. I don't want to use names right now, but I will make the review later. I would rather pay $300 for this than $200 for that other reel. Okay, because everything here is good except the spool and the line lay. The frame, the gears, the bearings, the handle, the drag, everything is fantastic. Everything micro clicks. The build quality, the clutch, the line guide, everything is perfect. So I think even at $300, this reel, just like at the Shimano, I'm kind of neutral. I don't think it's too expensive or exotic or crazy. The full MSRP, yes, it's crazy, but a lot of reels when the new generation comes out, the older generation is 50% off. So you should really keep an eye on those deals, because those reels and those technologies are only 2 years old. This is a 2015 model. What's wrong with this reel? Why is it 50% off? I don't see nothing wrong. I like it so much, I bought a second. I like these two so much, I bought 2 more Ryogas. Everything is 50% off. You know, it's kind of addictive and borderline irresponsible because I have a family and I'm not rich, but you know, everybody has some weakness. I don't gamble, I don't smoke, I don't drink. So, you know, screw it. I gotta have some weaknesses. So I spend all my money on fishing tackle. but that's okay. Okay, I don't have anything else for now. If you got all the way to here, please hit that subscribe button. Give me a thumbs up. And I'll see you soon.